All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to season 2 of the Psych Fit podcast. I have just got back from the gym and did a bit of rearranging in my room. So now the lighting isn't like directly on my face. So let's see how we go. I didn't really think about that, but that's okay. I like to switch it up a bit and, have a bit of fun with moving things around. It just makes it feel like a new room. So that's nice. And went to the gym this morning and we did, what did we do? We did strict shoulder presses, push press and push jerks. And I got, according to SugarWOD, according to my record of previous things, I got a PB in all of them. So, which, is easy when you don't log, haven't really logged those movements before. But, I'll take it. I felt really good this morning and been training well and trying to recover as much as I can and eat well. So, felt good. So that's nice. And actually so a couple of days ago, still training for my marathon. My marathon is in, 2 weeks and 3 days. So it's not even 2.5 weeks. It's less than 2.5 weeks. And I did the longest run that I've ever run in my whole life a couple of days ago. So I did a 24-kilometer run, and previously the longest I'd run is a half marathon. So that's really exciting. I was so proud of myself and impressed with how my body handled it and how well I recovered. So I did the 24K and it took me, I don't know exactly, but it took me about 2 hours and 50 minutes or something. And then that night I went to the podiatrist again and he assessed some things and he said I was doing really well with what I was mentioning. So that's really good. And he gave me some more exercises and stuff. He even brought in the physio because it's Peak Sports and Spine have a variety of people. So they have podiatry, physio, chiropractic. I think that's it. They have the range. The physio came in and sort of assessed my hips and stuff as well. Because I was getting not so much pain, but just a lot of soreness in my hip flexors. So he's given me some exercises for hip flexors, which is cool. And it was good to see how well my body was doing with the 24. And because I was doing I did so well with the 24, and he said because I said that I could have gone further if I needed to, I felt like I could go further. He said that you can look at your training. I always thought it was a 10% increase is sort of what people say, but he said you can go up to 30, up to a 30% increase. So between 10 and 30% increase each week. And especially because I'm a little bit behind with the distance, and he knows that, the further I go, the more confident I'll be with the marathon. He said if you're feeling good, he would up it to, between 27 and 30 Ks next week. So that's what I'm going to be doing next week, which sounds crazy to increase it by 6 Ks. But he just basically said, see how you're going by 27. If you're still feeling good and not feeling any pain or anything, then may as well push to that bit further. And then, I'll feel more confident for the marathon because, I'll have to do 42.2 Ks eventually anyway, in 2 weeks and 3 days. So yeah, he said the further you go, the, you know, ultimately the more confident you'll be going into the marathon. So yeah, that's really cool. And yeah, it's just made me a little less worried now that I'm over that half marathon distance and I'm going into the marathon distance. I'm sort of like looking at it like, oh, okay, like maybe I can do this. So, and having that like the fact that I recovered so quickly also has given me a lot of confidence as well, because usually my run, like if I do a long run, usually it's about a 2-day recovery. Like I'm still pretty sore on the second day of recovery, whereas yeah, I ran on Tuesday morning, it's now Thursday morning, and I went to the gym, like I don't feel sore at all. So yeah, that's like so surprising. So I must be doing something right, and just running, just, you know, just doing the miles, doing the kilometers, that's what's really helped me. And yeah, just keep going. So that's really good. And I wanted to say that I had to postpone my fitness competition that I was going to do. So I was supposed to do a fitness comp on the weekend. It was called Paladin Fitness Competition. And I was meant to be doing it individually, or you can do it partnered. So with a partnered, it's basically the same amount of reps, but you just split the reps. So, you know, if it's 50 reps of, I don't know, a med ball squat, then, you know, you could do 10, and then your partner can do 10, 10, 10, and then as long as it all adds up to 50, then you're sweet. So I would do 25 and she would do 25. Or if I'm feeling lazy, I'll do 15 and she can do 35. But yeah, I was meant to be doing it individually is what I was getting at. And I did a practice run of the weights that it would be during the comp. And I was just, yeah, it was just like a reality shock. I hit in the face. Like I thought on paper it looked okay, and then I tried it and the weights were just, yeah, too much for me. So my coach Carly is gonna do the partner workout with me in September. So there's like another one in September. So yeah, we're gonna actually train for it and like properly, you know, work towards getting those movements and that weight up. So then we actually might have a fighting chance of getting through it. So yeah, so I had to postpone it, but you know, it'll be good for future. And yeah, I'll come back in a couple of months ready to go. So that'll be good. And it'll be after my marathon. So it's good that I can just focus on marathon training rather than, you know, focusing on the fitness comp and then marathon 2 weeks later. So yeah, that's good. And my food's been going well, pretty well. I'm starting to get HelloFresh, and which is like a meal prepping service. Not really. Like they deliver the food to you and you've got the menus. If you've never heard of HelloFresh before, there's a couple of other ones. Like my housemate gets Dinnerly, which she said is really good as well. But I was meant to get my HelloFresh box yesterday, I think, or the day before, and someone stole it. Someone stole my HelloFresh. So yeah, I was really sad because it's like they showed me the photo, like, oh, it's been delivered, and then I went down there, and this was a few hours later though, because I did the delivery window that was like midnight to 7 a.m. so that I could wake up and just like go down and grab it, rather than having to like worry about, oh, when's it going to be delivered during the day. But yeah, so it was delivered at like 4 a.m. in the morning. Then when I checked at like 7, it was gone. So that was really sad. But I rang them up. So they're really good with the, you know, their customer service and whatever. I rang them up and just told them my box has been stolen. And they were like, all right, no worries, we'll just like put the money back on your account to be used for next time. So I'm assuming they only do that like once or twice, and then they start getting a bit sus if you're lying. But yeah, I thought that was really good, and it was like, yeah, I put my mind at ease a little bit that I didn't have to pay for a box that got stolen. But yeah, it just means I now need to go grocery shopping and fend for myself. But HelloFresh has been good because the menus, I was trying to see if I have one here, but no. Not menus, like menus, no. Recipes. The recipes are like super easy, and usually things come in little bags that are like already prepped up or whatever. You might just have to like cut up a few little things, but a lot of it's already prepped. All like the sauces and the little flavoring sachets and stuff, they're all like perfect proportions and whatever. Portions, not proportions. Perfect portions. And you just like put it in, cook it all up, and it's ready to go. And it tastes really good. So I've realized that like when I'm eating a HelloFresh meal, I'm like, I feel like that's what I'm missing in my cooking is flavor. So it's nice to actually have a meal that's like has like spices and stuff in it. So it's like actually tastes good. So that's nice. And I cooked my first like coconut rice the other day in one of the recipes, and it was a lot easier than I thought. Like you just put coconut milk and water or coconut milk in the water when you're boiling the rice, and then it makes it all coconutty. It's delicious. So yeah, that was cool. And I'm learning some new flavors and stuff, because it's always hard, especially as a vegetarian, like trying to think of meals to eat and trying to get in like, your tofu and your beans and lentils and chickpeas and whatever. So with HelloFresh, they sort of have a bunch of different ones. So I like to mix it up, and yeah, it's delicious. But yeah, bit sad that it got stolen this week, but oh well, life happens. And hopefully that person needed it more than I did. And hopefully they're having a delicious vegetarian bean dish right now. And a couple of exciting things happening actually. So I have a townhouse in Labrador, in the Gold Coast, and I just sold it. So my settlement day is tomorrow. So I'm so excited. Like it seems really strange. Like, yeah, I had that place for maybe like three and a half years maybe. And yeah, it's all sold now. So I'm renting at the moment. And yeah, it's done me well. I liked living on the Gold Coast, but now I'm living in Brisbane, and I really like the city and the excitement of the city and the busyness and stuff. I really like that. So yeah, it's nice to live here, but it's sort of like saying goodbye to that section of my life. But yeah, super exciting. Settlements tomorrow. And yeah, I think my mum's coming down to have some lunch with me, celebrate. So yeah, that'll be really nice. And it's also my last day of work on Sunday. So hopefully it might even be the last day of being an employee. Who knows? Like, depends how my business goes, and my group fitness classes. So basically on Sunday, my last day of work at the Queensland Museum, once that's done, then I'm just gonna embrace unemployment and really sort of dive into the entrepreneurship path and like entrepreneurship life, and trying to sort out my own work hours and stuff, and try to get my business up and running so that it can start generating income for me. But yeah, there's so much to think about, and it's strange because I've always sort of lived quite structurally, and like, you know, I've been at uni a lot, and you know, everything at uni is like laid out for you, like, you know, come to this class and make sure this is done by this date, and you know, everything's sort of just like laid out in front of you, and you know exactly what's going to happen for the semester. And you know, you get sort of given a lot of things at uni, sort of like spoon-fed at uni, and I've sort of like now trying to get into business, it's a lot of like learning for myself, and learning about podcasting, and learning about insurances, and like permits for doing group classes outside and things like that. So just like a lot of moving parts, and you know, it's hard. It's also hard, I find, because there's no one relying on you, and there's no accountability, I guess. So, you know, if I wake up and I don't feel like doing anything, like, it doesn't matter. So like it's kind of, it's good and bad. Like, that's nice to feel, but it's also like hard to stay on target and stay, you know, motivated and, you know, get things done when you don't have to do them. So I don't know, yeah, so it's I'm definitely on this like business owner, entrepreneurship, or entrepreneur like journey of trying to figure it out and trying to keep myself accountable in those things. And because I work so well with like deadlines and, you know, to-do lists and stuff, I'm just trying to embrace that and try and work really structurally. So I think I'll still try and stick to like, you know, maybe a 9-to-5 work day or whatever, so that I can like set out time blocks for certain things that I want to do. Like, I know today my priority was getting this podcast filmed. And for example, last week I filmed my podcast at like 4:30 in the afternoon, and then that didn't leave me enough time to upload it or edit it and upload it and get it out there until the next day on Friday, which I've never posted a podcast late before, so that was really sad. But this week it's now like 9:30 in the morning, so I'm sweet, I have heaps of time. And yeah, that was sort of my priority. I just wanted to get it filmed like as early as possible, and then I can, you know, edit it and get it uploaded, and while it's uploading I can do other things. Like I want to do my work on my Cert 3 and Cert 4 in fitness today, because I realized that starts on the 8th of August. I'm starting my Cert 4, but I want to refresh on my Cert 3 before I go into the Cert 4. So I've got about 50 hours of videos to watch. So I'm like, okay, 50 hours, and I've got about 10 days, like 10 free days to do those. So that's like 5 hours of videos a day. So I need to actually, like, I'm glad I pre-planned and had a look at what I needed to do. Because, you know, it's not the end of the world if I get to the first day of my Cert 4 and I haven't refreshed all of the content of Cert 3, but that's just like my ideal. Like, I want to be like super prepared for my Cert 4, because I didn't really feel like I was very prepared for my Cert 3. I didn't really take the time to, you know, do extra work or, you know, do study and actually retain the information. Like, I was just sort of going through the motions and just getting it done basically to get the certificate. But with my Cert 4, I really want to actually retain the information and try and become the best like PT and fitness trainer and fitness coach that I can be. So yeah, I want all the extra knowledge and all the little extra tips that go along with it. So yeah, I want to be prepared with that. So, I can do my podcast in the morning, and then I'll have time to do my Cert 4 or Cert 3 revision this afternoon. So, yeah, that's good. Just chugging along and getting things done. So, yeah, I'm really excited to dive into that and get things moving. So, yeah, it's very exciting, and yeah, really going to embrace unemployment. I say unemployment, I'm still going to be working most days, but yeah, not being in that, I guess, employee mindset, and really just trying to create meaning in the everyday things that I'm doing. So only doing things that actually mean something and that are moving me toward my goals and what I want to do in my life. So yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, and the last point I had here was my friend is a financial planner. So she's just started helping me with my finances and stuff. And she was sort of talking to me, chatting away with me, and one of her friends recently started a business, and it's sort of starting to grow. And she said there's little things that you don't really think about when you're just starting off, but as you're growing, you sort of need to think about things like how much you're going to pay yourself, and how much you're going to put into superannuation, and how much you're going to, like what insurances you need, and how much you're going to tax yourself, like stuff like that. I had no idea. And then also like what percentage of your profit do you want to reinvest into the business versus pay yourself? So it's like, at the start of a business, you definitely want to put more into the growth phase of things, but then you also need to make earn income to make a living. So yeah, just those little things like, yeah, she's like, oh, you're going to pay yourself super. Like, are you going to do your own super? And I was like, I don't know. Am I? So yeah, I hadn't even really thought about that. But I guess that would have come with actually starting to see income rolling in, which I haven't seen yet because I haven't started. So yeah, so it's all just exciting, and it's a new adventure going forward. So yeah, that's my little podcast episode for this week. I feel like I was talking really fast this week. But yeah, it's all exciting, and I think it's sort of like, yeah, it's just like I can just take a deep breath and actually start being like, oh, okay, where do I want this to take me? So yeah, it's all exciting, and I've got lots of like courses and stuff that I've sort of invested in. Like I've invested in a course that's going to teach me how to make better reels on Instagram and stuff, and there was another one as well. But yeah, just like random things, trying to make podcasts better. Like I want to do more research on how to actually make my podcasts better, and like designed better, the content better. Like I feel like I just ramble and talk about myself, but I want to actually add value to my audience. So I think, I'm guessing with podcasting, there's like needs to be a balance between, talking about your experiences versus like actually adding value to the person. So like telling you how to run a business. Like, this is how I did it. This is how you can do it, or whatever. I don't know. There's lots to learn, and I'm sort of in the phase of just like putting stuff out there and then learning along the way. So it's just like a messy process. And I was watching my friend's video the other day, and she said like messy progress, I guess, is better than no progress. So just like get it done, just do it, and put it out there and see what happens. So that's what I'm doing, and I'll see you all again next week for another episode of Psych Fit.